Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a minute since I've recorded a makeup tutorial, but I just thought to do my updated 2014 foundation routine, being that a lot has changed, and you can find out what has changed in my life in my previous video. I'll put a link of that in the description box. So a lot has changed in my life, which meant a lot of my makeup routine has kind of tweaked a little bit, and my skincare routine has also. If you'd like to see how I got my look, just keep watching and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye. So we're gonna get started. First things first, since the beginning of my pregnancy, I did explain in my previous video that a lot of things had to change with regards to makeup, because my baby just didn't really like the whole makeup application and everything on my face. It just used to irritate my skin. That also went for my skincare routine, so I was relying on the care that I'd given my skin pre-pregnancy. So during the first and second semester I've had to stop using a lot of my products, but I've been given the go-ahead to start using them in my third trimester. I started off with a clean face. I put my Baby Lips, Baby Lips lip gloss, Cherry Velvet from Maybelline on my lips, just to condition my lips, because my lips is one part of my face as well that's gone a little darker, so I find that it cracks a bit, so I always have to condition my lips. I'm going to use my Urban Decay face primer, prime my face with that. I get pretty oily around my T-zone area, so I've been using my oil mattifier from Mary Kay. This is a fantastic product if you've got combination to oily skin or you've got really oily skin. I suggest you put a good amount around the areas that you usually have your oily breakouts. For me, that's on my nose, top of my lips, and under my lips. So I've also been using my Sleek Illuminator quite often, because I found that my skin's a bit dull. It doesn't brighten up as well as it used to when I was using my skincare products. So I've been relying on this product quite a bit to kind of give that glow underneath the foundation. So you want to give the bottle a good shake, and I usually apply that around the areas that I feel are usually dull, just a little bit. Get that damp a bit and just blend that into my skin. I don't like putting it underneath my eyes, as concealer is going to go there, so I just like to put it on top of my cheekbone, my chin area, and just really blend that into the skin. I am going to go ahead and use my color corrector from I'm going to be using Pure Orange, and I like applying that underneath my eyes where there are a lot of dark circles, on my lip and my chin area where I've got a few dark patches. So I like warming up the product with my finger like that, and I just start patting that into the skin, and that just helps the discoloration to reduce, because then we're going to go on top of it with the concealer. You can see how it's evening out my dark circles. Once that's done, I like to go in with a beauty blender again and just pat that right into the skin. Okay. Once that's done, I like to go in with my concealer. So I use the Pro Longwear concealer in NC50. So I'm just going to use just a few pumps on my back of my hand, warm that up with my finger again, and just go underneath the eye. Again with the Beauty Blender sponge, just blend all that in to my skin. So while that's sitting, just go in with my foundation. I haven't changed my foundation. I still use the Revlon Color Stay in Caramel. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that because I don't really like using too much foundation now. So I just take a little bit, the back of my hand. Just gonna put that in places where I didn't put my concealer. And with my foundation brush from Sedona Lace FB07, just take the rest of that product, kind of blend that into the skin, kind of blending where the concealer stopped with the foundation. I like using beauty blenders to blend out foundation as well, so you can use a beauty blender by all means. You don't have to use a foundation brush. I'm still going to go in with my beauty blender anyway and just make sure that that's all pushed into the skin and clean and fine. At the same time, I like to contour, so I'm going to use the same color corrector palette, and I'll be using the darkest shade, which is the NW55, I think, which is the dark one, the dark brown. So just take a little bit with that, and I'm just gonna go like that, and then around the frame of my face, making sure that it's all framed. Don't worry if you get too much, you're going to blend that out anyway. So we're going to leave that there for a second. Now we're going to set the under eye concealer. So I'm going to be using my Medeaij banana powder. I mixed the topaz and banana color together. So I poured into this little container. So I'm just going to tap a little bit in the cover. Just a bit, like that, and just with a brush, I'm using the Sedona Lace FB05 brush, which looks like that, and I'm just gonna go under the eye. So basically we're putting it where we put the concealer. We're going to leave that there for a little bit. So now I've been doing my brows like after the foundation because I just find that it's easier to work that way. So I haven't tweezed or plucked my brows in ages. So we're going to work with what we've got. So I'm using the Sedona Lace FB17 brush. Just brush up all the hairs. And I'm going to be using this eyebrow pencil from MUA, and it's called Brunette, and I'm just going to shape out my brows. My brows are naturally dark anyway, so now I'm just going to use the other end of the brush with a matte brown eyeshadow from NYX called Betrayal. Just going to tap that in there and use it to kind of fill in my brows. Now we're going to clean up the brows. So again, I like using my skin tone color, don't like using a lighter concealer. So I'm using the NC50 Studio Finish Concealer. And I'm going to be cleaning my brows with the Sedona Lace EB23. I think these brushes are from the Vortex collection. So if you're in the UK, you can order from Sedona Lace website, which is what I did. And they deliver to the UK. And trust me, shipping is not expensive. I thought it would be, but it's not. I just want to clean up the brows with that. I'm blending that out with my finger as well. And I'm just going to go in with a smaller brush just to make sure that the top of the brows are fully blended and you don't have that kind of halo concealer look. Same with underneath. Just want to make sure it's all. Now I'm going to go over my whole face with my Studio Fix powder in NC50. And I like doing this to blend out the kind of sharp contour that we've done on the face, and also the concealer and everything that we've put on the face, just to make sure everything's blended in. So I'm just going to take a little bit and dusting off the excess Medeaij banana powder, and then just going over. Now that that's fully blended, I'm going to go in and redefine the contour lines that we just blended out. I've been using this bronzer from Wet n Wild, Goddess, sorry, and it's almost done. So I'm just going to take small pointy brush from e.l.f. and go and redefine that line and just bring it up a bit. And then the sides of my face, just to give back that definition to my face. My nose as well with the EB13 brush from Stone & Lace. I find that this bronzer is really soft, so it doesn't give that harsh look. Sometimes I like to go back in to my contour and use the 26 color palette from Medeaij Cosmetics and use that dark purple color, just a little bit of color, just a bit in there and the sides of my face, just a very, very tiny. I'm just going to put on some blush. I'll just use the same palette with my Real Techniques brush and just use that colour. Such a pretty colour. And just give my cheeks some loving. I really love this brush. So, and I'm usually quite generous with it. I've really been loving this e.l.f. It's a blush, but I use it more as a highlighter, and it's called Got to Go. Sorry. It's called Got to Glow. And I'm just going to use this random W7 brush because it's really nice. And just a little tap. Trust me, you only need like a tiny bit. And I just go right on top of my cheekbone. You see that? Just like that. And it just gives that extra shine. And then my chin. And with a smaller brush, I just go on top of my lip. And the bridge of my nose. And then I just set it all with the e.l.f. mist set, which I'll do now. And because some of the product got into my hairline, I'm just going to go in with a face wipe and just wipe my hairline. And this is the finished look.